Hello, imagine this. You're leading your team through a major shift. Suddenly, you're met with pushback, uncertainty, and resistance. Sound familiar? I'm Meshell Baker, the Chief Confidence Igniter, and the truth is, change is one of the biggest hurdles leaders face today. And yet, it's also the greatest opportunity to transform not only your organization, but the people within it. So, today, we're going to talk about how to turn resistance into resilience. Now, I want you to think about this. The ever-changing business landscape, leaders know how to adapt. What they do is they actually help their teams do the same. And then that's the spaces or the workplaces where people actually thrive. Did you know that 96% of organizations globally are undergoing some phase of transition? Yep, 96%. That's according to a KPMG global transformation study. Almost every company is working through change, and nearly half have completed at least one major initiative in the past 2 years. With that level of disruption, mastering resilience is non-negotiable. So we're going to dive into 3 takeaways you can use today and 1 immediately implementable tool to help you to transition through transformation. The first takeaway is embrace discomfort. Change is uncomfortable. It's actually meant to be. But see, as a leader, your mindset sets the tone for your team and organization. A study from Harvard Business Review shows that leaders who acknowledge the discomfort of change but frame it as an opportunity for growth foster more adaptive, resilient teams. When your team is in discomfort, you are meant to model the behavior of resilience. Your team will follow suit. Remember, discomfort is a signal that growth is happening. Takeaway number 2, foster a culture of open communication. One of the biggest mistakes leaders make during change is not communicating enough. This is the over communication opportunity. According to a report by McKinsey, 70% of transformations fail due to poor communication. Keep your team in the loop, encourage transparency, and create a space where feedback and concerns are welcome. The more informed and engaged your team feels, the more likely they are to adapt and support the changes. Takeaway number 3, focus on small wins. Change doesn't happen overnight, and expecting large leaps can lead to frustration. Instead, focus on small, incremental wins. Research from the Progressive Principle by Teresa Ambal shows that recognizing small achievements boosts morale and motivation, making long-term change sustainable. Celebrate those tiny victories with your team. They're the stepping stones that get you to the bigger transformations. Now, here's something I really want you to remember. There was a study published in the Journal of Applied Behavioral Sciences that showed that leaders who use positive framing during times of change, that's that speaking positive, focusing on the benefits and potential growth, are 43% more likely to achieve successful transformative outcomes. So this tells you mindset is not just personal, it's absolutely strategic. Now, your immediately implementable step. Today, you will have candid conversations with your team. You may not be able to do everyone. You start with 1 today. Schedule a 15-minute check-in and discuss how they're feeling. You could do this as a group or individual. It's up to you. The goal is you schedule 1 and complete 1 today. If you're doing it individually, then you continue with the schedule. Ask open-ended questions, actively listen, and address their concerns. This not only boosts trust, it also makes your team feel heard, valued, and paves the way for a smoother transition as you transform through these changes. This is something to do not only today, you can put this on the calendar and keep it as a consistent space for that open conversation. Now, remember, change is inevitable, but suffering and frustration, those are optional. That's when you're in resistance. When you embrace discomfort, communicate openly and celebrate the small wins, you build the resilience needed to thrive and deal with any changes that are on the forefront. Lead your team with confidence through this change and watch them rise to the occasion. The goal is that they become independently confident, and that's what you're doing when you build resilience. So thank you for watching. I am Meshell Baker, the Chief Confidence Igniter. This is Mondays with Meshell. I look forward to seeing you next Monday.